prospects for new peace talks into disarray.
This is Ramat Shlomo, the place where 1,600 new housing units were announced during the visit of the American Vice President, offending the Americans and throwing the peace process into crisis. We're joined now by Daniel Hall, who's lived here for 3 years. Thank you for joining us on BBC World. First of all, just give us the lie of the land, because pretty much everything I can see in front of me is land that Israel captured in 1967, that most of the world would define as occupied.
Right, well, what we have here across the hill there is Ramat, the Jewish neighbourhood of Ramat. Then we have a sort of no man's land, and snaking up towards Ramallah we have Route 443, and we have Tel Aviv straight ahead.
You call it a Jewish neighbourhood, but to the Arabs it's part of their capital as well, and to the international community it's occupied land.
Well, I was here 18 years ago. I remember this actually being a rocky mound. There was absolutely nothing here. So this has been absolutely built from ground upwards by the Israelis, and no one was displaced at all.
What would people think if Mr. Netanyahu did have to give up the new buildings, 1,600 homes which are just going to be on the slope that falls away from us, if that was the price of peace talks?
Well, I know personally that if it's a real peace, that absolutely everyone would embrace it. The government, it's a democratic government, and everyone respects the democratic decisions of the government. And if there's a real peace, then even if it involves giving up land, then we will live with our cousins in peace.
And what if it was the price of just starting these proximity talks, saying you're not going to build the 1,600 homes just down the slope from us?
Well, I think for gestures, I mean, we're talking about asking a country to stop building in its own capital. I think it's ridiculous if you were, for example, to ask the British government to stop building in London because someone wanted to make a state there, or there were proximity talks. I think everyone